Again, still the matter of higher oil prices and what that is doing for the downstream sector of countries around the world. The Managing Director, CEO of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, Mr. David Bird, here he is talking about prioritizing supply for Nigeria.
With a domestic refining industry supported by the government for the domestic crude production, Dangote Refinery will continue to meet all of Nigeria's refined fuels requirements. However, we are exposed to the global commodity pricing. So pricing is a discussion for government as a crude producer. But as an independent domestic refining industry, we will continue to ensure our operational continuity, and we will prioritize domestic supply and continue to ensure that Nigeria enjoys what it has enjoyed only for the last 18 months, 2 years, and that is fuel abundance and not fuel scarcity.
All right, let's speak with Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu, who's been monitoring everything that's been going on. He visited the refinery several times while it was, before production, began. You're welcome, sir. What do you make of everything that's been going on here in Nigeria with the price increases and the press conference?
We used to say in the past that the world is a global village, and then some things happened. And then we started saying every country is insular and the world is no longer a global village. Yeah. But you see, the world continues to be a global village. And when I'm training bankers, especially in stress tests, risk management, giving loans to customers, I always say that what happens in Bangladesh may affect the loan that we give out in Ilupeji in Lagos here, because the world is a global village. And also, I'm sure that a lot of people, when this Iran-Israel-US war, started, what's my own this? Right. It didn't concern me, But you see, it's now affecting everybody. And I seriously wrote this. I've been buffeted by inbox everywhere. People are everywhere. Even this morning, I had a session somewhere, and it's same. Why? Yesterday, something, why, and the Middle East is a cost, is the oil capital, crude oil capital of the world. Yep. The clusters of Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, I'm sure that if you bundle all that together, they may be producing about 60-70% of the oil production in the world. And then bombs are flying every day now, and you see some like even stranded there. So production, again, is limited. Yeah. And if Kuwait has even closed some refineries. Now, the other thing also is that the Hormuz Strait in Iran, where a lot of sheep, I'm told 20-25% of the oil supply of the world passes through there, is again under threat. It's on the corner of Iran. That's not happening. So what we have, therefore, is that supply has been affected. Yeah. And then when one supply is affected, remember I said this here at the ABC of Economics that the price of every commodity is determined by the supply and demand. Demand has been, what happened to the demand? The world is sucking and drinking oil. Forget about this issue about renewable energy and the people who are talking about renewable energy. You can see now the oil is still very strong. And then the supply is dwindling. So what do you think is going to happen to the price? And so now the core thing, therefore, is crude oil. The core raw material for refining of crude is crude. Refining of crude is crude oil. Yeah. Production of petrol, AGO, kerosene is crude oil. Yeah. So the crude oil price is what enters the refining process and comes out as PMS and other things. And so if the crude oil price goes up, therefore the constituents that come out will also go up. Therefore, that's why we have this. Remember that before the war, price of crude oil hovered, I think, $60-70 a barrel. Right, yeah. Now, it has been hanging around even $120 per barrel. What do you expect, guys? The price of, crude has gone up. And therefore, the component that going into the refinery has gone up. And so, for we here, we're lucky. There are two things that what happened to us as a country. We are resident here and we have a refining process here. If it were in those days that we are importing substantially all our petrol consumption, diesel consumption, would have been deep shit by now. Sorry, pardon my language. You would have seen queues everywhere.
Yes.
But then we have a refinery here now. We're cooking the food in our backyard. And so the thing is that do we have crude oil that will go into Dangote Refinery to produce the petrol? Supply is regular. But the issue is what? The price.
Yeah.
Remember, Dangote Refinery gets the crude. People say, oh, Naira for, what's the Naira for Naira?
Naira for crude.
Guy, it's not Naira for Naira. It's free. The issue, let me explain it clearly, is that he gets the crude from Nigeria. Unlike before, when he pays for the crude in dollars. Now, that crude is paid for in Naira at the ruling exchange rate times the whatever volume, that's what it is. It's paid in Naira, unlike before. But even at that, it doesn't get even the right number of kegos that will never meet the demand. So it's still imports. So it's subject to the vagaries of exchange rates on the international market.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it is. Now, let me finish my education, a little explanation.
Yes.
Look at guys, what used to happen is this, that as the price has moved to $120 per barrel, that's crude. It goes into production and comes out at this maybe 1,400. When there was subsidy, the government will say, oh, my citizens, we know that the right price should be 1,400, but you'll not pay that. We'll subsidize it, you'll be paying 800 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what used to happen in the VAS. But sadly for all of us, there's no subsidy again.
Yeah.
So that's what is happening up there. Hopefully, we're hearing the President of America saying that the war is about to end, and when that happened, when he said that, he tapered the price of crude. We hope that will somehow sanity will return in the world. Everybody will come to their senses, and this is not affecting Nigeria only. Bangladesh has sent a story.
Yeah.
They told students to stay at home and start rationing fuel. The Western countries, what are they doing? They want to impact supply. Remember what I said?
Yeah. Because
supply is limited. So they're going to their reserves to release their crude oil reserves.
Yeah.
Which wise countries have been, in the times of plenty, the wise countries have been storing up.
I know exactly what you're saying.
So it's affecting everybody.
Yeah.
Whether it's US, whether it's Germany, whether it's UK. At the pump price, the gasoline price, everybody's been affected one way or another. Because as I said, the world is a global village.
It is a global village. What do you make of the Dangote Petroleum MD CEO prioritizing supply? As far as
that is what we gain from playing home to Dangote Refinery. Yeah. Because man, we're gonna eat first before he can feed strangers. Yeah. So that's one thing that we gain. Yeah. And for Nigerians, that is major. Because even though we're complaining about the increased price now, which is driven by the market forces, before it would have been all of us would have been doing black market now.
Right.
Would have been parking cars, sleeping in filling stations, and so on and so forth. That the country has been saved by Dangote Refinery. And if war comes from stream, more the merrier. And the ones that will know that can come, the NNPCs who thought that would, modern refineries, if they have a product, more supply, the country is in a good state.
How important do you think all Nigerians understand that this market, because coming from a subsidy regime,
let me tell you
the psychology of it.
That's the thing. Yeah. Like this morning, I was listening to one radio station as I was going to work.
Okay.
And he said, "Hey, why are they not selling the old stock?"
Okay.
Are you following me?
Yes, I'm following.
Why not selling the old stock in the old price?
Yeah.
Instead of moving the price, whatever. And I said, young man, if you have a market where you sell bags of rice, and you had a warehouse full of rice as 10,000 naira per bag, and suddenly the price moves to 15,000 per bag.
Are you going to keep it?
Brother. Tell me the truth, brother. Are you going to sell it
at 10,000?
At 10,000.
Don't lie,
That is the risk of entrepreneurship.
Of course.
That's the price of entrepreneurship. When the market is good, you profit. When the market is bad, you lose. Yeah. Can I tell you something else?
Yes, please.
There was a lot of importers of there was this subtle battle between Dangote and importers of these products.
Yeah.
Notice, I can tell you in authority that so many importers had warehouses filled with tanks filled with products that were the prices were very high. and have been priced out to the market.
Right, by
Dangote Refinery.
Yeah.
And some banks are already trying to make provision for the loans because the losses they're going to make if they sell at the reduced prices. Now what's happening? They're smiling to the banks now.
Right, because price has
gone off now. So all of them are going to open up the tanks now and sell now because the market, and I say, please sell quickly.
Yeah,
because
before things can change.
So once they call off this war now,
that's the prices go come
that
down.
will again.
Yeah.
Dangote, for example, that's why we're going to hold them accountable or them accountable.
Yeah.
They have said they have done this up because crude oil prices have moved up.
Right.
Who will also know when crude oil prices will
come down.
Yeah. And
we'll see the
lo and
dynamics.
behold,
Exactly.
they must also professionally
put the prices down. Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu, I appreciate you, of course, coming on to educate folks on how these market dynamics work with fuel prices. Thank you so much.
Thank you.